Good morning, everyone. It's the 20th of
Morning.
October, 2025, 6 a.m. And I'm Dr. Nelson Vasquez with Alia. And
Hello.
we're
And
coming,
Dr. Kiltz is on vacation.
I'm coming from Central Florida. Dr. Kiltz is traveling. So let us know where you're watching from, please. And if you have any questions, put them with a hashtag KMT. For what are we giving away, Alia?
We are going to give away a Kiltz Mighty Tribe t-shirt such as this one with the little Kiltz lion and the KMT, so people know who you're part of, the tribe that you're part of. Tonight, by the way, we have the Monday night free Zoom call in the Kiltz Mighty Tribe. It's most likely going to be me and Dr. Nelson, and maybe a guest. No one yet scheduled, but I see, like, in the comments always on Dr. Kiltz's comments and DMs, people have tons of questions. If you have questions and you're listening to this, please come to the Zoom call because that's a great place to answer them. Get your questions answered. I see them every single day. People are asking Dr. Kiltz questions. So there we go. Is he here? He's here. That's Dr. Kiltz. That's not me. So my point is, please come to the call and get your questions answered directly. It's a lot easier than me trying to answer very few of them in the chat. There you go. Hi, Dr. Kiltz.
And we'll accept you even if you're eating fruits and vegetables.
Or fish. All right. Let's see who's here.
Good morning, Louis. I see Louis, Larry, Papa Carnivore, Linnea, Sharon, FD, Granny Boo, Jerry in the middle of the forest, Gina Corso. We have a lot of people already here. Welcome, everyone. Let's see, who's the farthest away from the USA today?
I believe it's Dr. Kiltz that's watching right now. Because I'm only 3 hours. I'm 4 hours away.
I saw someone, I think it was from the Netherlands. We get people from Japan and from Australia.
We got
watching
from Barbados. I should have planned some questions I should have asked you to get people interested in asking questions. Let's see. What is one thing that you've learned through practice that you did not learn in your medical training?
Wow, I don't know, because I'm constantly learning, so sometimes it's difficult to remember. Did I learn this in medical school, or have I picked it up along the way? So probably, even though there was teaching about how to deal with patients, I've had to develop my own style, how to deal with patients throughout the years.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. Like your own rapport with patients.
I am a patient advocate, which means, and I tell patients often, that even if I don't agree with your decision, it is your decision. So I'll support the right to be wrong. Or maybe they're right. I mean, it is the right thing for them. So I'm always behind patients' decisions. I try to provide as much information as possible from what I've learned.
Yeah.
But it's ultimately the decision. I've never thrown a patient out of my practice because they didn't want to take, one of the hottest drugs for that would be statins when I was prescribing them. And some patients get thrown out of the practice if they refuse to take a doctor's medication. I think that is ridiculous.
Yeah. You know that you're saying that, when I was a brand new mom, I'm going to use this. And I have like all of my mom friends on this side. You do not vaccinate your children. And then I have all my mom's friends on this side, and I'm brand new. You must vaccinate your children. And I liked my pediatrician, but he said if I didn't vaccinate my son, he was going to kick me out of the office. So that's the thing.
Yeah, we're not going to talk much about that
We
subject.
won't talk about that subject, but because we
Uh,
really are not allowed to. But and I'm not saying what I did or didn't do. I'm just saying there are two groups, and that's what that doctor
but
told me.
in my town, people
Yeah.
gravitated, even if it was just for one-time thing, they gravitated to me because I would be one of the doctors that would give out a letter stating that, you know, for whatever reason, religious
Yeah.
beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't matter. I
Yeah.
support the parents' decision to do something or don't do it.
Right. Uh, Larry would like to know when you stopped recommending statins.
Well, it, I've been carnivore. I took a deep dive almost 3 years ago in the carnivore world and the low carb world, and then done much more training. Would there be any patient at any time that I might say I take this? Might be medication you might want to consider. I just lay out the statistics for the patient, which are very different to what the company claims. The companies claim a number that is a manipulation of statistics. So for primary prevention, you have a 1% benefit. Uh, you might have similar numbers of absolute risk increase. So you have to take everything, benefits and risks, into account. But I, of course, the most recently well-known person to ask me that was
This
Dr.
guy.
Kiltz, who is still here.
He says he's never thrown a patient out of his practice and he's grateful to care for anyone. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
and that they're there to be helped, and I try to help them as much as possible. I know Dr. Kills does as well.
Yeah. Mr. Castiron, going for an A1C, fasted glucose and fasted insulin this morning. My last A1C was 7.5. Weight 271, BMI 41.2. I'm down 50 pounds in 90 days. Wow.
Congratulations, Mike, I think is his name,
Yeah,
right?
it's Mike. Mm-hmm. And he's on the course.
Congratulations.
He's on the course also. He's on the Kiltz Health certification course. Mike, that's amazing. I'm sure. But what do you say, Dr. Nelson? Okay, so he's been doing carnivore for 90 days. And now he's going to go get his A1C checked. Your recommendation is what in relationship to doing blood work when you start carnivore?
Well, the A1C at 3 months might be okay.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes, in particular, when they start doing testing about lipid panels and advanced lipid panels, I wouldn't do that probably for 6 months.
Okay.
They do change over time. Some of these numbers change from one day to the other, but it sort of takes a while for your body to settle down when you've made these changes. But
okay. And what if it shows that it's up from 7.5? Because when I did my A1C, it was up like from 5.4 to 5.6 at 90 days.
yeah, that's almost, by the way, that those two numbers are almost the same number.
Okay.
It probably within the margin of error of the test, especially if it's just 0.1 difference, but they're very similar numbers. They're both normal. But his A1C was 7.5. I put money on that. That is going to be lower.
Down. Oh, okay, good. We're
I
rooting for
mean,
you, Mike.
you've lost 50 pounds. you're doing great, no matter what those results are. And fasting insulin, unless you have one to compare it to, it doesn't tell you which way it's going, but it's a good number to find out.
Great. Here's another question. Where's my mouse? Main runner. Dr. Nelson, I've heard the same advice. Eat more fat given to both people who aren't losing weight and those who are losing too much weight. Me too. Which one is correct, Dr. Nelson?
Yes. So this is the thing. It's for those who have any central nervous system, meaning the brain and nerves associated.
So, like any human person?
No, no, no. But
Oh, okay.
if you have a metabolic problem that you're trying to, you have any metabolic dysfunction, brain related, if you have cancer, and even if you have autoimmune issues, when you take those three big groups into account, we're talking about a lot of people. I believe you want to keep your ketones high. If you're dealing, did I mention cancer?
Yeah.
And cancer. So you want a higher proportion of fat to protein. And so I think a higher fat ratios uh, is best. Now, if you are trying to lose weight, there are many things that you should probably review and do, but decreasing the total amount of food at the end might be the answer. Uh, we don't like to talk about calories. Calories, the way, even if you use the calories, uh, we there is a good explanation of why calories are not really the most important thing. But at the end of the day, the amount of energy you're using is important, and the amount of energy that you're eating is important. So decreasing the total amount, not necessarily going, oh, let's go all protein and add some carbs and let's not eat fat.
Exactly. Dr. Kiltz says, eat less, move more to reduce to lose fat, and resistance workout daily. I like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And
And
resistance work and exercise, it everybody's at a different stage. Just start where you are.
yeah,
If it's an effort to get up from the chair, then get up from the chair 3 times instead of one. And just start where you are.
exactly. And
Increase
I
your
want to
activity.
say every single person, their body's at a different place at a different time. What am I trying to say? My physical situation is different than Dr. Nelson's physical situation. What might work for Dr. Nelson won't work for me. Probably will. He's very strict carnivore. But I'm just saying, like, or I've been recently trying Bella's little buns that have tons of dairy, and boy, did I put on weight. So the point is, you have to find what works for you, and what might work for one person might not work for somebody else. And that's the truth of the matter. And I've heard coaches say some women should start at 200 grams of fat and protein a day and then work their way down. And I've heard other people say very lower fat and higher protein. And I think also people like to say what works for them, and that might or might not work for you. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So
Certainly.
you got to that's why we talk about the N equals one thing. But yes, I agree with this. Eat less, move more to lose fat, and resistance work daily. This is from Jerry. Today is my first round of 2,000 amoxicillin for dental work. That seems like a lot. Friday, another 2,000 milligrams due to hip. Is that surgery on May 1st, 2025? How can I help my poor gut recover? What about raw dairy, kefir?
Yeah.
What else,
Fermented
Dr. Nelson?
foods, whether it's dairy, or even fermented vegetables, probably will be helpful. Um, a, a lot of dentists no longer use prophylactic antibiotics. That's a whole other issue. But
Yeah,
if you're taking that much,
that's a lot.
no, it's on the higher range of the amount that you would give. But
Hmm.
if you give amoxicillin 500 3 times a day, that's 1,500 milligrams, right? So for dental procedure prophylaxis, they're giving 2,000 altogether uh, on just a couple of times.
Okay.
The thought is to reduce the possibility of infection from going from the mouth to the joint that has been replaced.
Interesting. Okay, let's see. So Dr. Mike is asking, so Dr. Nelson, are you saying have the fasted insulin but don't have a metabolic and lipid panel done this morning?
Since you're going to have it, just go ahead and have it. But particularly on the lipid panel, don't put much weight on it if it comes out all screwed up uh, until you've been a carnivore for 60 days. You're already going to have it. Go ahead and have it. It'd be good to take a look at the numbers. If I was, if I had a crystal ball, I could probably say your triglycerides are going to be lower than they were. Your A1C is going to be lower. Hopefully everything will be good. I mean, you've done great. 50 pounds.
Yeah, it's amazing. Don Smith, here is Monday morning question for you. Does Big Pharma compensate? I don't know if we could answer this. Does Big Pharma compensate doctors directly when they prescribe their meds? I hear this stated frequently, but never heard a doctor admit it.
Well, it doesn't happen. I'm sorry to disappoint the ones you think that think it is that way. It's in a roundabout way that sometimes you are under pressure to prescribe certain medications. So
Hmm.
if I had gotten a check from the company just because I'm writing a prescription, that would definitely be grounds for taking my license away.
That's illegal, right? I've seen a
That
I
is
saw a biopic about
absolutely
this.
illegal.
Isn't
Now,
with what's that drug that turns the pain medicine that like zombifies everybody? That's a big prop. But fentanyl, isn't that there's like a whole story about doctors that went to prison because of doing exactly that for fentanyl.
yeah,
If it's a biopic, I don't know,
the thing with
can't go
any
against it all.
prescription is
Yeah.
just the way you prescribe it. Are you prescribing it with the pain medications? Uh, the incentive is not from the company; it could be from increasing your numbers of visits from patients. We get paid by insurance if the patient has insurance or from the patient. That's the only one who pays us. However, their doctors are maybe sponsored for studies, and there might be work around there to provide more incentive, giving you more money for a study, uh, which has an influence on people to prescribe medications more. Used to be many years ago that pharmaceutical reps were allowed to give big gifts to physicians. That
Hmm.
might be a way, and it was legal. It was legal. No, it's no longer the case because they're limited in the gifts that they give to, I think, less than $10 or $15 when they come to an office, and they bring pens and pads, and secretaries and nurses love seeing them if they're bringing them the goodies, but they're limited in the amount of money they can spend.
Okay. Guess that answers the question. Brian Fly Fisherman Dish. Shouldn't persons starting either carnivore or keto have completed blood test before starting, along with weight and measurements?
Ideally, if you want to track, if you want to see if there's a difference in what you have now versus what you had at the beginning, go ahead and do it. And the weight and measurements are very good. I was just reviewing my scale numbers, and I have a measuring tape. I should be measuring more frequently. I don't, but yeah, if those things are important to you and you want to see where you're losing weight and if you have increased muscle mass or decreased muscle mass and fat, taking measurements, getting yourself weighed, ideally on a scale that has 8 electrodes, meaning there's also some handheld device.
Hmm.
Uh, those are a little bit more expensive, but they're still around $100 to $150. And then the other ones where you just step and they still give you some calculations, you can find those for $25.
Nice. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Chris, not another carnivore channel. I like that name. I have MS, but have been nearly 2 years carnivore, nearly 2 years. I'm meeting a new neurologist tomorrow. So, what are the most important questions to ask? I trust carnivore will work. It'll just take time.
Well, this is a very interesting subject on the multiple sclerosis because I've known many people, there might be even some here, who have improved symptoms. With multiple sclerosis and any other autoimmune disease, the most important thing is how you're doing as far as the symptoms. So, fatigue, weakness, balance problems. Sometimes when it gets severe, you end up being in a wheelchair. Whatever your symptoms are, the main way of knowing that it's getting better is the symptoms. Number two, the doctor will do their routine test, and I don't know how often you have an MRI. I don't know if you have an MRI of your brain and the spinal cord as well, because uh, sometimes the changes can be seen in the spinal cord. But whatever test you have, it may or may not show improvement. I recently have mentioned several times someone, good friend of mine, that she has multiple sclerosis and her MRIs don't show any longer any of the changes associated with multiple sclerosis. And because she had moved to a new area, the doctor thought, oh, you were misdiagnosed. But she had the old MRIs where it did show changes compatible with multiple sclerosis, and she had the multiple symptoms. And all she has done, she went carnivore. She's more very low carb keto because she was still eating some carbs, but symptoms and evidence of disease have disappeared.
Here you go. Mr. Castern, also, he says, one that I forgot, my measurements were 54 inches down to 46. Great. I bet you feel so much better. It must be a lot easier to move. Let's see. What does this mean? Who would have thunk Dr. Kiltz? I wonder what that's in relationship to.
He's still carnivore, by the way.
Dr. Kiltz is carnivore. He's always been carnivore. He's eating fish. He didn't change anything else in his diet. He's always said, even in his Kiltz's Keto is Carnivore book, you literally can find his French fry recipe. So that in fact that he's mentioned a potato in that video is not different. What's different is the fish. Oh my God. I was trampolining with the kids this weekend at a trampoline park, and now everything hurts when I laugh. Okay, next question. Let's see, or it might be the homemade sauerkraut. Yes. Oh, I can't do sauerkraut at home. Okay, so Dr. Nelson, I'm going to ask another philosophical question of you. Let's see. If a patient is demanding a medication and and now I'm asking like really ethical questions, I guess, and that it's not going to help them, what do you do in that circumstance? I'm really curious.
If I don't think it will be helpful for them,
Yeah.
I would never prescribe a medication that I don't think is going to be helpful for the patient,
Okay.
even if they want it.
Okay.
When there, if there's borderline evidence, I'm, you know, we'll have a discussion.
Okay.
And if they are wanting something that I don't think is the best option, but it's still an adequate option, I might do it. But if I think it's not going to help them at all, I I won't do it. Now, if I think it would be good for them to use something and they're refusing, they have the right to refuse.
Yeah, that makes sense. George says, I knew when Dr. Kiltz released that video, there'd be all kinds of responses. Oh my God, I've read all of them because I go through them on my phone on the YouTube Studio app, and they're still coming.
if you've been listening to Dr. Kiltz for a while, the little bit of honey or cane sugar in the ice cream, he's always mentioned it, as an option, and he might do it. He's always mentioned as an option if you want to have, he might occasionally have some fries. He's always said it. He's never avoided. He doesn't avoid mentioning that he might do that from time to time as a treat. There was nothing on that video. The big change is that he was not exactly a fish eater, and he's been adding a lot more fish and less red meat.
And the title is a direct quote from something he said in the video. So that just like this is amazing. Sorry. Don Smith, another question. What are common symptoms of allergic egg reactions to eggs?
Well, the most common allergic reaction there is, it will be a rash or itching. It could be mild to severe. Some people with eggs have wheezing, bronchospasm, and severe allergic reactions. But pretty much any food that causes any type of inflammation, you could think of it as a type of allergy. That's the response you're having to the food. So if you've discovered any food, whether it's dairy, eggs, which are carnivore, right, or any vegetable, nuts, seeds, if they're giving you a reaction, just stop having them.
Mm-hmm. Like recently, we had shrimp in the house 2 times, and my son didn't even eat them, and just breathing the smell flared up his allergies. So we don't eat shrimp anymore. So it could be something like that too, right, Dr. Nelson, where you even smell the thing and it causes reactions?
Yes, that's why they no longer serve peanuts in airplanes. Because you won't find peanuts in airplane anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason for that is some people have severe allergy reactions to peanuts, even if it's a liter of the peanut powder into the air. If someone has severe allergic reactions to peanuts, just being in the same air that everybody's breathing might cause a reaction. So
oh wow, interesting. AP, good morning. I'm on levothyroxine for hypothyroidism. Is it safe to take iodine? Thank you.
Very interesting question, and everybody asks about iodine, right? I
Hmm.
take a few drops of Lugo solution myself. So I don't have hypothyroidism. People with hypothyroidism because of Hashimoto's disease, which is relatively frequent, there are some people who believe when they take iodine that the autoimmune markers will get worse. Okay. Controversial, I know. There are some endocrinologists in favor, some others against, both sides of the spectrum. 25 years ago or longer, I bought one of the books from Dr. Brownstein. So I think if you suspect you have an iodine deficiency, get it tested and then
Yeah.
supplement if it's low. That'd be my advice.
Yeah.
Or
I
if
would,
you want to take empirically just a few drops, that's probably okay. But watch your symptoms to see if it's better or worse with it.
yeah,
Just
I
don't
was
take something
taking
just
it.
because everybody else is taking it.
Yeah. I started taking it because I was hearing influencers talk about it and I have Hashimoto's. And I liked the way it tasted in water, but I didn't notice any big difference in how I actually felt. Like all these amazing benefits people talk about with taking iodine, I felt zero of that. So
Yeah.
I was
You're
like,
gonna
I'm
have
not taking
benefits
it.
when you're deficient in something and you supplement it. If you supplement
Right.
something your body already has enough, guess what? Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah. And could it potentially make things worse though? Like you were saying, it could potentially make things worse.
Well, anybody that was in Boston, someone talked about hypothyroidism and
Oh, Heather.
iodine, and
Yeah.
she was not a supporter of iodine supplementation.
Right. Heather Stone. Steph B. Cat. I keep getting low glucose numbers when I wake up too early. 64, 65, 69. Non-diabetic during the day, 72, 83. Why
Okay,
is this happening?
is it causing you any symptoms? That's probably normal for you.
There you go.
They're low blood sugars in the 60s. Some people might think, oh, if it's under 70, it's low. It doesn't matter if you're not having symptoms. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could have those numbers.
What are symptoms that people should look for?
The most frequent thing will be increasing hunger, trembling, breaking out in a sweat, especially if it goes very low into the 50s or 40s.
Hmm.
People who are not using medication of any kind, including insulin, won't get that low. Okay. Now, if you have hyperinsulinemia and you're still, if someone has been low carb for a while, they shouldn't be having symptoms even with these numbers. Those are normal.
Okay. Good. Let me see what else we got here. Let's see. Well, who else has got some more questions? Let me see. What other questions do I have for Dr. Nelson? You're all mine this morning. uh, oh, here we go. What is more accurate, the iodine blood test or a urine test?
The ideal test will be a 24-hour collection, a specific way of doing it. That will be the most accurate test.
There you go. Okay. Ooh. Mr. Cast Iron bought some raw milk this weekend and churned some butter. Fun. Catherine, is this a good or a bad thing? My TPO markers went to 35 with taking iodine. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I don't know where they were before.
Oh, okay.
Because he says went to. I don't know if they went up or they went down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Um, Tom, frugal prepper. When your body switches to using ketones, your sugar can get very low. I was in the 30s on a 5-day fast, but felt fine. Interesting. Oh, because because you have more ketones than sugar running around the body.
Yeah. That it also depends where you're having it checked. If it's a glucose continuous glucose monitor, double check it with at least a finger stick. The finger stick will always be more accurate.
Yeah.
CGMs are fairly accurate in general, but you should always double check uh, to make sure that your finger stick test agrees with that. Oh, I haven't had a reading for a while.
There you go. One hope for all. Carnivore for almost 3 years. Recent hair fallout. Started zinc and iodine. Will that help stop my hair from falling out?
It's possible. 3 years. Um, the most common reasons for hair, usually this would happen with any change in diet earlier in the diet, not 3 years on the road. So I would look into it to make sure that you're not deficient in anything, whether it's iron deficiency, anemia, whether I don't know if iodine uh, deficiency will cause that, but certainly hypothyroidism is one of the causes, autoimmune diseases. So if it's been 3 years carnivore, now you're having recent hair loss, I would have it checked.
There you go. Here, Dr. Nelson. Where is your practice and do you accept new patients?
So this is my practice, and yes, we are taking all new kind of patients.
All new kinds of patients to coach. You can do coaching, right?
So my blood sugar right now is 88.
Oh, okay. Right at this second. So what kind of we take clients on for coaching from anywhere anywhere if you're on planet Earth.
If you want to, I'll clarify it because I'm being a little bit coy. So
Yeah.
I no longer see patients in the traditional way. I was seeing patients up to the beginning of the year on the traditional way. I'm still a licensed physician, pay my malpractice, but right now I'm full time with Skills Health and taking more of an educational role. We've rolled out the coaching course and spend multiple times during the week, several hours, either here or in Zoom calls.
Yeah. And if you have like a question and you don't want to ask it here, come to a Zoom call. It's a smaller group of people and you can ask more directly and tell more specifics if you need to.
And if you're here, you're not a member of the Kiltz Mighty Tribe, go ahead and go. You can put the address, Alia, in the chat.
Oh yeah, let me do that right now.
And sign up. How much is it to become a Kiltz Mighty Tribe member, Alia?
It's free. You can come and be part of the community, absolutely free. You just have to give up your email address. And then with that, you sometimes get some emails from us. So I will put that on in a second. Let's see. I will put that in the chat in a second. I'll just ask this question first. Michael Smith was told that 95% cocoa is okay as a treat and won't affect glucose levels. What is your opinion, Dr. Nelson?
Are you talking about cocoa, chocolate? Is that what you're talking about?
I think
Because
so.
cocoa to me is coconut. Cocoa is
Oh
a
yeah,
Spanish.
cocoa is a coconut. I think he's talking about chocolate.
Yes, which be BCOCOA. Is it carnivore? No. Can you have it? You are the captain of your ship. You can have it whatever you want. Is it going to affect your blood glucose if it has no sugar added? Again, that's something that if you want to have some cocoa, then have it and check your blood sugar, see if it affects you. It probably, in most people, will have very little effect. I am not saying Dr. Vasquez says it's okay to have cocoa. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're not metabolically healthy, probably be something that there's no need to add that.
Yeah. Hi, Sandra. Yeah,
Cacao.
no,
But
that's
by the way, you have, many people, I don't know if Livia growing up had cacao trees near her. Whenever I went to my grandmother's house growing up, there was cacao trees out in the mountains. I would always go and check them out.
sorry, Sandra. She's pointing out that I didn't say her name and that I thought I was reading her thing like I didn't know who she was. I know who you are, Sandra. Some people don't like it when you say their name. Some people do. And there you go. Let's see. We got some more questions here. Catherine says, my TPO started at 150, now 35 after 5 years, getting into full remission. TPO is
So
the Hashimoto's
the
antibody, right?
antibodies that you measure for, basically, if you have above a certain amount, you have Hashimoto's disease. It's the autoimmune marker.
Yeah. Dr. Chafee says if it's above 0, you have Hashimoto's. Hey, that's amazing, Catherine. Last I checked, mine went from like over 1,000 down to 650, and I was happy. So 150 down to 35.
And you could have TPO antibodies, which means thyroid peroxide antibodies, and not have symptoms. Okay.
Right.
So having Hashimoto's is really a combination of, do you have symptoms of hypothyroidism? And if you have positive antibodies, then that is the cause of the disease. Many people find improvement with carnivore in their Hashimoto's. Doesn't get rid of it completely. Many people do, but I would say this is a great number.
Yeah. Exactly. Elke, what can cause ATL to jump up? Recent spike on blood work for rheumatologist monitoring lupus markers.
ALT is one of the enzymes in the liver.
ALT, sorry. Mm-hmm.
And if you're on a very low carb diet or carnivore, I'm assuming if you're here, most likely you are, then I would really investigate why the ALT is going up. Now, ALT, any damage to the liver can cause ALT to go up, whether it's viruses or long time chronic excessive carbohydrate consumption. But if you're carnivore, I'm assuming that's not the case. And it's also a number that needs to be repeated depending on the numbers, because it can go up with acute inflammation, chronic inflammation. So there are tests to check the liver, as simple as an ultrasound, CAT scan, and MRI. And there are more sophisticated tests to see how advanced the damage could be.
Okay. Here we go. Any affiliation or connection with Canadian metabolic doctors I can reach out to? On drkiltz.com, there is like a map, I guess, of keto and carnivore doctors. So you just got to find that on drkiltz.com.
So check that out. Check also the Society of Metabolic Health Practitioners. They do have a worldwide directory there. You won't find probably everyone there, but if you look for my name is there. And the Nutrition Network, I think also they keep a directory as well. Would
You can
Dr.
sign up.
Vasquez read all my blood work? Well, I don't know who Dr. Vasquez with an S is, but if you come to one of the Zoom calls, we can talk about labs.
Yeah. There we go. Pam, Keto Mojo glucose 108 CGM 77 happens all the time. So frustrating.
Yes, if you ask me blindly without any specific brands, a CGM and a finger stick glucose, I would trust a finger stick over the CGM at all points. Sometimes they're identical, sometimes they're not. They can have a 10 to 20% variability from each other, and that's within probably the margin of errors, but that's almost a 40-point difference, right?
Yeah.
It happens. I trust the finger stick more. The more accurate will be a blood test, but you have to go and have blood drawn. The finger stick at least is a whole blood test.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Hi. Question. 6 months carnivore. I eat various meats in various ways. Problem is I'm getting really bored of eating anything. Any suggestions?
Well, this is an interesting topic because we all associate gatherings of family, Thanksgiving and Christmas. They don't happen without food, right? But when you think about it, you're eating not for entertainment or even pleasure. You're eating to nourish yourself. There is enough variety to go around, especially if you're eating multiple types of meats and fish. And
there you go. Let's see. Next question. Mary Freed. Hi, Mary. What are the blood tests one needs to confirm hypothyroidism?
Well, there are multiple thyroid function tests, and you want to measure T3, T4, TSH, reverse T3, possibly antibodies, thyroglobulin antibodies, and TPO, and just have a complete picture of the test. But you don't treat the test, you teach the patient. So you do an inventory of symptoms that they may be having due to hypothyroidism. And when you put things together, then you can come to the conclusion of whether the patient has hypothyroidism or not.
Okay, good. Karen says, Dr. Kiltz and coaches, thank you for all you do. First, Rick, charge for Mopar. For someone who has not been to the doctor since 1996, does he have any medical records?
In the state of Florida, you're not bound to keep your records for longer than 7 years. So your doctor will very unlikely have any records if you go to the same doctor.
But he hasn't been there since 96. He hasn't been there since I was 13 years old.
He's not gonna have no one is gonna have any records from 96.
There you go.
That's almost 30 years ago now.
Pam Shelton is now saying her Keto Mojo is 93 and her CGM is 90.
Yeah, that's great. You're looking for concordance, right? They are measuring different things. CGM is measuring the glucose in the intracellular fluid. The CGM, that's a CGM. The finger stick is measuring whole blood. When you go to the lab, they measure serum glucose. Okay, they all would have an average a little bit of difference between those numbers. But that is great. That's actually most of the time they'll be that accurate. It's just that if you have enough number, you don't trust it, double check with a finger stick.
There you go. Let's see. It took me a long time to find a cardiologist to treat my pulmonary hypertension that was okay with carnivore and didn't want to put me on a bunch of statins. I went through like 20 of them. Well, I'm glad you found somebody, Tom.
And I don't see how that happens, but I am puzzled about that. I,
That
refusal to treat someone adequately because of their style of eating, whatever it is. I mean, if I talk to a patient and they're strict raw vegan and they're doing well, my visit is not going to be concentrating on trying to convince them not to do that. Will be in trying to address the medical problem. In this case, pulmonary hypertension. By the way, I didn't see the name, but Viagra and Cialis are medications for pulmonary hypertension.
there you go, Tom. You're getting some extra tips. Let's see. I like this. This is the way you can tell your doctor, I'm doing the healthy whole foods diet. You're not lying. It's all true. You're eating healthy whole foods. And I cut out sugar.
He's eating whole foods and they're healthy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
And you're not lying. I mean, Dr. Kiltz says, hey, tell them and educate them. But if you don't want to tell your doctor you're eating any certain way.
Yeah. But shouldn't more doctors ask what you're eating?
Yes. But they shouldn't be having a cow every time anyone tells them, oh, I'm eating mostly meat.
Exactly. I take 20 milligrams. Tom takes 20 milligrams of Viagra twice per day for pulmonary hypertension.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm sure your wife likes that.
These are medications for pulmonary hypertension.
Yeah. There you go. This is what I'm just gonna leave this here. I want a cow. It's wow. We got like a few minutes left.
By the way, you got this email too, Ali. I don't remember if you read it. Jeff from 3C Jopa. I don't know if he's here this morning. Sometimes he is. Is offering to sell a whole share of beef to 4 different people that come together to buy, and they pay a quarter of the price, but they'll get the same price as if you were buying a full share. Okay.
What does that mean? So he's going to sell you an entire cow for one.
An entire cow at the price, which would be, when you buy a full beef, a full share, is your cheapest price, the most inexpensive price. It comes down to about $13 a pound for Wagyu beef. Okay, that is a pretty good price. Okay.
Oh, wow.
When you buy a full share, that will be the price. If you're buying a quarter or an eighth or half, price does go up with the smaller portions. But he's offering to sell one full share divided by 4 people who are Kiltz Mighty Tribe members. You have to be a Kiltz Mighty Tribe member to do this. But if anyone is interested, each one pays a fourth of the price, and he'll divide it into 4 and send it to you. If you want more details, email Alia at drkiltz.com.
Thank you. Okay, I love these comments now, and you're gonna have to answer them. But first, I want to write DS111. Years ago, a female Chinese American doctor tried to simplify her message to me and said, "Don't eat Chinese food." I think she was warning about the seed oils. Now that I think about it, or the incredible amounts of sugar that they put on the sauces and all the rice, probably mixture.
And MSG. If you like Chinese
Mm,
food, it has MSG. Is most likely was cooked in soybean oil.
yeah. And MSG makes it so you can't stop eating. Like it does something to your tongue, and your brain and tongue don't communicate, and you just keep eating. Let's see. All right. I thought Viagra was invented for chest pains. I love the end of this live stream. This is gonna be funny.
So it was being studied, I think, for high blood pressure and heart problems. Yes.
And then
And
they
as
saw
a
another
result of the
reaction.
study, the reporting of side effects kind of gave them a clue that might be worth doing for something else. But there are good medications to decrease the pulmonary blood pressure. And so they are indicated for pulmonary hypertension. Cialis is also indicated for enlarged prostate. So, and I think the price has come down tremendously as well, I believe.
Okay. And then I thought Viagra was invented for the movies. Let's see.
There's a famous scene about that with Diane Keaton and who recently died, by the way, and Jack Nicklaus. I forget the name of the movie, if anyone here knows, but he goes to the emergency room with chest pain, and of course, he had taken a Viagra, so he has to notify them.
Oops. Let's see. Main side effect has become a selling point. Yeah. All right. Next question. Last question. Hub's no longer type 2 diabetic. Blood pressure recently started to fluctuate wildly. Cardiologists refuse to look at cause without trying meds. Thoughts?
So the blood pressure is a new problem, I'm assuming. The thing with the blood pressure is, this is what we learned in medical school. When I was in medical school just a few years ago. We supposedly don't know what the cause of blood pressure is for 95% of patients. Only about 5% of patients, 5 to 10, may have hypertension because of something else in their body going on, whether it's kidney failure, heart problems, liver problems. And most of the patients don't have a specific cause. I now know, I am pretty sure I will go toe to toe trying to explain to someone that basically you are eating too many carbs. That is the cause of high blood pressure. Blood pressure comes down in almost all patients that go keto, into a ketogenic diet of any type, or a carnivore diet. Blood pressure will go down in most people. Are there some people where blood pressure start becoming a problem? Yes, it happens, and I think you should find someone who helps you try to figure out, making sure less common things are not happening, like problems with hormone systems in your body, like your thyroid and your adrenal glands, making sure your kidney function is good. Wow, it's 7 o'clock almost.
Yeah, I just realized I gotta do the giveaway. Stevie Wood, congratulations! You just won a t-shirt. Woo! Please email me, Alia at drkiltz.com, with your shirt size and address, and we will get that shipped off to you. Thank you for playing. And thanks everyone for being here. We have 184 people watching right now.
this afternoon at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah.
Zoom call in the Kiltz Mighty Tribe is free if you're a member. And where can they go for a membership?
I will put the
Dr.
link
Kiltz.
back in the chat. drkiltz.com, directly to Kiltz Mighty Tribe. Below the live stream and the show notes is the link. You just sign up for free, and then come to the Zoom call. There we go. We want to see a lot of people there because you can ask Dr. Nelson. I think it's just us tonight, Dr. Nelson, but I think that's better because you're there to answer questions directly. So there you go.
We'll talk about vegan and vegetarian diets, and
yeah, come on over. I wish I could do a vegan or vegetarian diet. Like I've thought of that, like to test it out, but I know I would just be sick. So I would have IBS. I would be in pain. I would be gassy, but I wish I could do it. So there you go. I like salads, actually. Okay. My tongue does with all the vinegar. I like vinegar. That's the real thing. I like vinegar. All right. Come to our discussion tonight, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Goodbye, everybody.